Hi, my name's Emily from the Blue Mouse, and today I'm going to show you how to work in Magic Loop. So this is a way to work in the round when you have a small circumference that is too difficult or not possible to work with circular needles. So you'll need a pair of circular needles with a cord at least 32 inches long. To begin, you'll want to cast on the amount of stitches that you need to work, plus one extra stitch. You can use any method of casting on that you prefer. I enjoy the German twisted cast on, so that's what I'm going to do. So once you have cast on the total amount of stitches that you need plus one extra, you can go ahead and slide your stitches down to the middle of your cord. And what you're going to do is you're going to count half of the stitches that you need, or the amount that you need on needle 1, whichever it is, plus one extra stitch. So I need 16 stitches on each needle, so I'm going to count 17 up. So here is the divide for my stitches. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull your cord together, and where that split is that you need, you're going to pull it so that you separate the stitches on each side of the cord. So I have 17 on this side and 16 on that side. And then you just pull the cord down and you arrange your stitches on your needles. All right, and you don't want the join to be twisted. So my join here is not twisted. So the side with the tails, which is this one right here, the closest needle to me, is actually going to be needle 2. So what you're going to do, you're going to slide the stitches on both needles down towards the tip, and you're going to slip this first stitch from needle 1, which is your back needle, onto needle 2, which is the one closest to you. So you can do this with a separate needle, but I just find it's easiest to do it with my hand. So I just take this extra stitch, and you can hold on to the one next to it if that helps you, and you just slide it to needle 1 without twisting it. And then what I do is I take the first stitch on needle 2, not the one that you just moved, but the original first stitch, and I'm going to pass it over the one that you just moved and off. So you're basically just decreasing one stitch. So I'm pulling it over and off. And then you can just pull on both tails to tighten it up. And you have just joined in the round. So to begin working, you can turn your needles the other way so that your needle 1 is facing you. And if you're going to start knitting from here, you can bring the yarn in between your needles, and your needles look like this. So you're going to pull on the back needle and pull it so that the stitches start going onto the cord like that. So your needle 1 stitches remain on your needle, and the needle 2 stitches are hanging out on the cord. So then, now that this needle is free, we can go ahead and start knitting across needle 1. So it may feel kind of strange for the first few rows, but after that it should start to make more sense. So you're just going to knit across it like you normally would, or if you're working something like a sleeve cuff or a sock, you may start out by working in rib. So let's work in some rib. So just continue to work in whatever pattern you're following across that first needle, and I'll meet you at the end to show you how to do the next needle. So as you're working, the cords on your needle kind of look like a figure 8. So they'll each have a circle on either side. That is what it should look like. You can kind of evenly distribute the length of the cord on each side if that's helpful for you. So I have finished working on my first side here. And so I have a free needle. I can just let that go for a second, and I'm actually going to flip my work. So I'm just going to flip it around so that I'm facing the other needle. Like this. And then you can pull on the side of the cord that these stitches are on. So make sure not to pull the one with the needle, but pull the other one. And it should bring the other needle closer, and you can just slide those stitches onto that needle. And then you're going to hold on to the yarn, and then you pull on the other needle that you were just working with and pull it out. So you want to pull out the needle that is not holding your working stitches. So I'm working across these stitches, so I pulled out the other needle. And then you just work across these stitches in the same way that you did the others. So when I go in to knit the first stitch, I'm going to knit it like normal. But then when I pull it off, I'm going to pull it just a little bit tighter so that I don't get any kind of gap in between my needles. And then I just keep working across. So every time you start the first stitch on each side, you should pull it a little bit tighter than normal just to prevent any gaps. So then just keep going across the second needle. All right, and then when you are done with that side, you're going to just repeat the process. So that has been one full round because you worked once across needle 1 and once across needle 2. So you can just turn your work and then pull on the side of the cord that is not attached to this needle to pull the other needle out and slide the new stitches onto that needle and then pull out the other needle. And that is the process. You just keep doing that until you get the desired length that you want. And you bind off simply in the same way that you'd bind off any other piece of knitting. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe for more videos. I put out a weekly podcast, and I also try and put out a lot of new tutorials as well. Thanks for watching, guys.